As a YouTube content creator, we get a lot of analytics from the YouTube platform, and one of the things that YouTube Studio has told me is that my viewers want to see more of the Kia EV6. So I got on to Kia Ireland, and Cathal and the team there in Aidan kindly lent me one of their Kia EV6 GT line S. It was off the market for a while because I just couldn't get supply, but it is back in the Irish market. And so today we're going to run through this and the difference between this and the entry-level trim. In Ireland we call it the Earth. In other markets they have different designations on the trims. I think in North America you call it the Air. But stylistically outside you will start to see some differences. It is what's called the GT styling pack, so at the front it's totally different down along here. This is pretty much the same. The headlights are adaptive on the GT line and the S. They're just regular LEDs on the entry level. In Ireland we call that the Earth. But down here with this colour coding now on a black, I know Brian, one of my viewers, has a black EV6 GT line, so it's hard to tell the difference. But and again vice versa if you've got the entry level in black, but in a colour coded like this, red or blue, it also comes in white and silver, or dark grey actually. You can really tell the difference as you meet it first on. Some silver highlights down here, and you've got this gloss black going down along the side. Then you'll start to see more differences on the GT line. It is a 20-inch wheel, whereas the entry level is a 19-inch wheel, so less efficient, probably less comfortable as well, but not by much. But definitely if the efficiency is your game, you want to be going for the 19-inch, the entry level Earth model. Another way of spotting the difference in the trim levels is over the wheel arches. It's colour coded on the upper level trim and it's a grey plastic on the entry level trim. In Ireland, we're only getting, the only option that we have is the two trims, Earth and GT Line S, and the colour. Everything else is standard. In other markets, you have to spec stuff on and spec stuff off. But Kia Ireland just say, this is if you're interested in this. They're both rear-wheel drive in Ireland. We don't get the all-wheel drive version. Glass black retractable wing mirror with the indicator built in, and on the GT line you've got that 360 camera. You've got some glass black down along the side with the colour coding in underneath. All get body colour door handles that are flush. This one also has the sunroof, which is different to the entry level one. So the side, you'll notice the bigger tyres, you'll notice this side skirting underneath that has body coloured below that glass black. Let's have a look around the back and see the differences on the GT line versus that entry-level model. On the back of the EV6 you've got your colour-coded shark fin aerial, you've got your large spoiler, don't have the window wiper, we've covered that before on the channel. You've this coast-to-coast side-to-side brake light, large Kia new branding, EV6 on the left-hand side, and then the designated trim, so the GT line on this. Really nice integrated lights, power tail lift on both models. Large boot, wide, deep, but not too, there's a bit in underneath, but because of that sloping form factor, it's not, you won't get the highest of food luggage into it. You also have your tonneau cover there. And then underneath the bottom of the boot, this is again where the difference is between the entry level and the GT line. You've got this glass black element going on here, which you don't get on the other version. You've got your 360 camera here as well. On the entry level you only get reversing camera, you don't get 360. So that's the front, side and back of the Kia EV6 GT line. Let's have a look on the inside. Before we go on the inside, the charging port is on the rear right hand corner. It's an automatic opening and closing flap with AC Type 2 and then CCS with an 800 volt architecture, 10 to 80% in 18 minutes, so super fast for charging. Internally, in the differences between the EV6s is, you probably will notice it from the seats. It's probably the only way of doing it. On the entry level it's like a solid grey colour, whereas on the GT line it's a suede and vegan or vegan leather option. So by seats you'll see it, but otherwise if you're sitting inside it, it's very difficult to see what trim you're in. You ventilated front seats, which you won't see visually, but you obviously will feel it. Heated front seats in both trims, but in the upper level trim, the GT line, they're heated seats in the rear. You also have a sunroof with a blind that does open. You have a Meridian sound system in here as well. The other thing then is the 360-degree camera. Otherwise, it's the same 12.3-inch screen, push button to start. It isn't Android Auto or Apple CarPlay via wireless, it's all via wired. Lots of bleeps and bloops going on here. It's a nice infotainment system. It's pretty similar to across the Hyundai range, with the Ioniq 5, Ioniq 6, etc. And the other models. I'm sure it's probably similar in the combustion engine models as well. I have seen a difference in the new Kona in the infotainment screen, so I presume we're going to see that on future Kias as well. We've got this multi-function panel in underneath as well, so by one button you can turn it from map navigation over to ventilation. I find it really good. It's got the heated and cooled seats with the heated steering wheel. You've got your reversing dial here. Good space in the front. I'm 6'2", 188 centimeters. Let's have a seat in the back to see what the space is like back there. Great space in the back of the Kia EV6 in all fairness. So completely flat floor. That seat has come back to let me out as well. So you're talking 2, 3, maybe even 4 centimeters. Sorry, 3, 4, or 5 centimeters on the leg. Thigh support is not bad, and I can just about get my feet in underneath. Got some pockets. You've got your USB Type C's in the actual sides of the seats. You've got vents in the B pillar. You've got the heated seats button in the back here, and your window goes all the way down, which is great to see, and tinted. Not a bad size pocket, not huge. You've got your armrest. You've got your ski hatch. 60-40 split. You also have vehicle to load across the both trims here in Ireland. You've got that 220 socket in underneath the bench, and you've got that vehicle to load adapter that you get with the car. ISOFIX 2 in the rear, none on the front. Let's have a look at the front before we take it out for a drive, because that's where all our cables are stored, etc., and that vehicle to load adapter. Back to the front of the Kia EV6, and we have that, because this is rear wheel drive, we have a much larger front opening here. We've got your Type 2 cable and plenty other space in there. People use this for different things, potentially takeaway, so it's not stinking out the cabin. But on the all-wheel drive, that significantly reduces because the front wheel motor is in underneath that as well. Let's take it out for a drive.
This video is in partnership with Nevo.ie, Ireland's only dedicated electric vehicle platform. Browse every electric vehicle, make, model, new and used on Nevo.ie. You can view each model in different colours, learn about the specs and features, and watch even more EV reviews. You can compare your favourite model with the handy comparison tool, and your next trip can be planned on our EV Journey Planner. Head over to Nevo.ie today to learn more.
With the Kia EV6, it's a keyless entry, keyless start. And the GT line also has a remote park assist system, so if you're interested in that, I've got a video up my channel. I'll stick it up on the screen. It's got thousands and thousands of views at the moment as to how it parks itself, parallel, nose in, reverse in, etc. So you can have all the on the key itself is where you actually see the instructions of it. Rotary dial over to D, reverse neutral. It has the regenerative braking levels again across the Hyundai motor group. This sunroof is lovely, but on a sunny day it's probably a bit too bright. So range, it's been fairly much urban driving. I'm at around 61% out of 276 kilometers, so 10% off that. You're probably looking at the guts of 450 kilometer range. It's a 77 kilowatt hour battery, and it has that 800 volt charging infrastructure architecture, sorry, and so it can charge from 10 to 80% if you can find a charger that's fast enough in 18 minutes. So any of the new 150s, 250s, that will all assist and help you get that. Hopefully this camera will pick up when I indicate, it brings up that blind spot little circle that we have, but we'll continue to go straight here. Very strange at such a high level premium electric vehicle that the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay aren't wireless. I know you can buy adapters for it, but very interesting. Don't understand why that is. It's got 2 memory presets. I know some people jump into the comments and ask how many presets are in each of the EVs that I cover. I know they call this a compact SUV, but really it's just a small bit of a higher saloon or sedan. I really don't want to call this an SUV. I don't think it is high up, don't get me wrong, but it's not Land Rover Discovery, because in my head that's what I consider an SUV, sports utility vehicle. This fella's walking over just for the sake of walking over. So with the different stage regenerative braking, you have level 0, which is freewheel, level 1, level 2, level 3, and then max or I pedal, 1 pedal driving. 2 2-spoke steering wheel with the drive modes down on the bottom left-hand corner, and the different drive modes that you have are sport, and straight away you can feel it go eco, normal, and if you hold it down you've got snow as well. So 4 different drive modes, and we originally had the GT on the channel as well. So the actual GT, 85,000 euros here in Ireland. And then coming to price, I've started putting prices towards the end of my videos because people are saying, saw the price, heard the price, turn it off. And as a YouTuber, I need the views, I need the minutes, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so, on a drive for 15,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. So make sure you're engaging with the videos, you're liking, you're commenting, and you're sharing. But had it on the channel originally, or sorry, when I started putting prices at the beginning of the videos, people saying, so at the moment, when this was launched in Ireland, it was the Earth and the GT line, and they were coming in at 50 and 55. Now, with everything going on in the world, etc., the Earth line is coming in at 55,000 euros, and that'll be the price after the grant changes on the 1st of July here in Ireland. So at the moment, it's around 53.5. So there's a 1,500 euros of a difference. And the GT line S comes with heat pump as standard, and so it is very well spec'd. The only thing you need to worry about is whether you want all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, but they don't give an all-wheel drive in Ireland. Just the colour is the only thing that you're going to spec, and that is coming in today, June 2023 in Ireland, at 65,000 euros. At 5,000 euro grant, because it's broke the 60,000 euro, it's no longer availing of that. So as much as it's the Earth line has jumped by 5, this has jumped by 5, and then it's not getting the extra 5 of the grant, so it's 65,000 euros. So it's not cheap anymore, but it's a lot of car for what you get. And when you put it up against the likes of the Audi Q4 e-tron, Skoda Enyaq ID4, you know, I think it's with that charging infrastructure, that architecture, apologies, I think it's not bad. But then you compare it against the Tesla Model Y at around 50,000 euros, and it's hard to compete. It's a beautiful car, very well finished, very well spec'd. It's just that every single EV now is going to be compared against the Tesla's Model 3 or Model Y as the price points starting to change. And with Tesla bringing the price points down, because it was in a similar kind of price bracket to the Kia EV6, the Model Y, but now at around 10,000 cheaper for an equivalent. It's going to be an interesting dynamic to see what sells, what doesn't sell. But Irish Car of the Year 2022. So a lot of the Irish motoring journalists feel that it was worthy of that. This year's Car of the Year is the VW ID Buzz. What else have we got on the GT line that's different to the Earth? You've got the adaptive headlights. They're all LED across both trims, but this one is the adaptive high-low beam. It has the smart park assist we've talked about already. It's got the blind spot monitors that come up on the screen. The entry level has blind spot warning on the actual mirror themselves. And this one also has the augmented reality head-up display, which is very good. If you put in the destination as a charger to the actual onboard satellite navigation, it will start to preheat rather than using your Android Auto or your Apple CarPlay. With the 20s, you can actually feel a bit of it. You can feel the lumps and the bumps on the road. Not bad, but they're definitely not as forgiving as the 19s. Good visibility, seats are lovely, very, very nice. And then we also have super torque with that rear wheel drive, and that all wheel drive takes it up another 95 horsepower, but this rear wheel drive version is plenty for me with this 77 kilowatt hour battery. Hopefully you've enjoyed the Kia EV6 GT Line S review. If you haven't already, as I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the like button, and remember, if you think an EV is for you, leave it to me and I'll review. Thank you very much for watching.